What if your nickname belied your true nature? What if Pretty Boy was a moniker for a notorious bank robber? This is the story of Charles Arthur Floyd, better known as Pretty Boy Floyd, an infamous American criminal whose life was as tumultuous as the times he lived in. Born on February 3, 1904, in Adairsville, Georgia, Charles Floyd grew up in a world far removed from the glamour his nickname might suggest. His family were hard-working farmers, but young Charles yearned for more excitement. Unfortunately, he found it in a life of crime. Floyd's first major foray into the criminal world came in 1925. He and a small gang robbed a post office in St. Louis, Missouri. The loot was a meager $350, but it was enough to whet Floyd's appetite for larger, more daring heists. In 1929, Floyd's criminal career escalated when he was involved in the robbery of the payroll of a company in Toledo, Ohio. This time, the gang escaped with $32,000, a considerable fortune in those days. The audacity of the robbery made headlines, and Pretty Boy Floyd began to gain notoriety. However, it was the 1930 Kansas City massacre that truly thrust Floyd into the limelight. 4 law enforcement officers were killed in the gunfire, and though Floyd always denied involvement, the incident solidified his reputation as a dangerous outlaw. Floyd's most audacious heist, however, was yet to come. In 1931, Floyd and his gang targeted the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Boley, Oklahoma. They walked away with $2,500, a small fortune in the midst of the Great Depression. It was this robbery that earned Floyd the moniker Pretty Boy, a nickname he reportedly despised. Throughout the early 30s, Floyd continued his spree of bank robberies across the Midwest. Despite his criminal activities, many viewed him as a Robin Hood figure, allegedly destroying mortgage papers at the banks he robbed, freeing many from their debts. But all stories must come to an end. On October 22, 1934, Charles Pretty Boy Floyd met his demise. Cornered in a cornfield in Ohio by the FBI, Floyd was shot and killed. His life of crime had spanned a decade, but his legend would live on much longer. In summary, Charles Arthur Floyd, or Pretty Boy Floyd, was a paradox, a notorious bank robber and a folk hero, a dangerous outlaw, and a man of the people. His life, marked by audacious robberies and daring escapes, captured the imagination of a nation. His death, as dramatic as his life, marked the end of an era. The legend of Pretty Boy Floyd, however, remains as enduring as